Hi, this is Mrs. Fano. I am a science teacher at the CEC High School. I like to share my knowledge about the COVID vaccine, especially the mRNA vaccine. My background is as scientist is my major in biochemistry, and I have a master's in biology, and I also have a degree in computer. I worked as a research scientist and in agriculture, also in 3 medical schools. First, we are going to talk about our human body's defense system. For us to understand that is important because that will give you a understanding about how our immune system works and then how the vaccine works. So we have a immune system called innate immunity. That's a defense system that recognize any foreign invaders, bacteria, virus, whatever. So if you have a cut and then there's bacteria coming in, and then your body will tell your immune system, say, hey, send your soldiers. So a lot of them will come over to defend you. There's a cytokine is like a message tells your body to defend you. So the first soldiers are this group. There are actually quite a lot of different white blood cells. So these all called white blood cells because they're not red blood cells. Um, if that first defense system didn't work, the enemies actually got into your body, surrounded your organs, your blood system. It's going to be captured by another defense system called the humoral immunity system. Humoral means body fluid. So that's the name. And then that's also how it works. So in your body fluid, there are a lot of B cells. The B cells are like the foot soldiers. They will have some kind of recognition instruction for enemy. So that's the antibody actually on the cell membrane, and then it has a particular shape. It will recognize particular enemy. Once it did, it will take it inside, just like capture them, put in a cell, or whatever, and then it will actually digest it, means take it apart to make sure it is a real enemy, and then they will write a kind of report. The report in the form of MHC molecule. It's a unique one, particularly for this enemy, to say, okay, I captured this guy. He's from whatever country, or he's maybe a Air Force soldier, or maybe Navy, or maybe some kind of intelligence. So whatever it is, also have a specific label about that particular enemy, and then it will pass on that information to a called a T cell. This is another type of white blood cell. That one is called a mature T cell, and also a helper T cell. That one, whatever it helps the B cell to analyze data, say, hey, this is really a bad guy, and we probably will capture more. Maybe there are more enemy than just this one, so they will send out a signal to tell the B cell to divide, to make more, because this type will have the antibody, and then not just that one piece of antibody anymore. Actually, they'll produce a whole bunch of antibody, and a lot of the same cells produce a lot of them, and then those antibody will be released to the blood to find more enemies. So they are going to go all over your body, travel everywhere to find your body, the enemies in your body. So that's the second defense system. But in the meantime, not just defend, actually, when the B cell capture the enemy and then digest it and then write the report, and then also went through the helper T cell, get the permission to produce a lot of the B cell, a lot of the antibody, and also it has another way of producing some of the B cells for called memory B cell. Those are the cells will recognize future invaders. If the same invaders come in, they remember that. So that's the immunity we need for our defense system. We not just need the current soldier to fight off the current enemy for the plasma cells. So that's also B cell, but developed into called the plasma cell. They produce very efficiently, produce a lot of antibodies. But we also need to have another called memory B cell. Those are the ones don't produce a lot of antibody, but they do have it in there. And then, but they will recognize the future enemies. When next time when enemies come, they will turn into the plasma cell very quickly without having to go through this process, recognize, analyze, report, and then to produce whatever the cell. Those will take time. If you had a memory B cell, the response will be so much quicker. So it's very important to have that defense system. And if that one still didn't work, somehow the enemy is so sneaky and very fast too. They may get into your body very, very fast before your B cell can produce enough antibody to defend it. It already invaded your cells, your body cells. Most likely, those are the virus. They will go into your cells to reproduce themselves. They'll make a lot of virus inside and then kill your cell, and then to infect more cells and kill more cells. So your body has this macrophage. It's not the one that can recognize enemy specifically, but it does. It's a garbage disposer. It eats all the garbages in your body. So the dying cell, the infected cell, will be gobbled up by the macrophage. When the macrophage gobble up the infected cell, because it really doesn't look very healthy, and the macrophage will actually produce a report as well. They say, hey, this invader is very strange. This dead cell is very strange. I found this antigen. This is the marker for bad guys. And then I have a particular report about it. And then actually the T cell, the mature T cell will have a memory T cell will print some of this report and say, okay, I'm going to keep that I'll remember that. And then also the helper T cell we had earlier also recognize this signal as well. And then they will talk to each other. They say, hey, this is a really bad situation. We need to put situation under control. So they actually ask the memory B cell, the helper B cell will ask the memory B cell to reproduce, to go through mitosis. So 1 become 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8. So they become large number of the T cell. Those T cell actually will have become called the killer T cell. So just like the B cell will divide into two categories. One is called plasma cell that will produce antibodies and also has a memory B cell. The T cell has a similar situation. It will produce killer T cell, also will have more memory T cell for future to recognize enemies if enemies coming for the future. So that's very important. So what does the killer cell do? It will recognize the infected cell, since this one already had a report. Infected cell has a particular signature. report, and then even the cell still alive, but the cell membrane will have some kind of the signal similar to the report. So the killer cell will recognize it and then release a signal called cytokines, and then they will actually drop a bomb, either a missile, a bomb from the fighter jet or cannon or whatever, so to kill the enemies. So those enemies were the ones already come into your border, occupied your city or village. You probably killed your people because the cell will die as well. And then you want to get rid of them, so you have to use massive killing machinery to kill this cell. So that's the more a invasive type of defense, because in the meantime you kill your own cells. If the cells are regenerate very quickly, like your mucus, your mouth, inside your mouth, your intestines or whatever, those cells are dividing pretty fast and can repair itself easily, then it's not a big deal. But if it's a cell that's hard to reproduce, then it's going to be damaging. So like your lung cell, your nerve cell, your muscle cell, those are, if you actually killed it, it's hard to regenerate. So nerve system especially take more time to just to generate. Some may never be able to regenerate. So these three defense system I trying to review. One is innate immunity. That's the first defense system. The white blood cell will try to come over to get rid of any invaders, virus, bacteria. If that one failed, usually it's the bacteria or virus in your body fluid. So the B cells will be the next defense system, trying to produce the antibody to fend them, like hand-to-hand soldier, the gun-to-gun, knife-to-knife type of fighting. And if that one didn't work, the enemy already occupied your city or village, is the third, the cell-mediated immune response. The killer T cell will be the one to destroy the infected cells. So for this cell-mediated immune response to happen, you have to have the antigen to be showing on the surface of the cell membrane, the macrophage cell membrane. Okay, so this is the part of the defense system. There are three of them. Hopefully you can remember that. If you can remember the three systems, especially the second one and the third, the humour immune response and also cell-mediated immune response, those are very important for the vaccine, how the vaccine to work. Talk to you next time.